Manchester City, for the large part in this season, they have not really been that team that has been winning games as a team. They've been having some individual performances here and there to garner results. And when you come to that, Real Madrid has more players who can individually decide games currently. So both teams at the moment don't have that form that we know them to have as a team. So they've been relying more on sometimes coach brilliance or individual players, come to fore and decide games for them. So it's going to be an interesting one. I would lean a little bit towards the Real Madrid because of their pedigree in this competition, Ancelotti, and players like Jude Bellingham and TV, welcome back again to our coverage for this season's Champions League. It's no longer news. The draws for the quarterfinals we are done today, and we are in Champions League. For me, is a competition that has a way of repeating certain fixtures every year. Of course, for you to win it, you have to lock on the big names or the informed teams every season, one way or the other. At this stage of the competition, most of the teams that have either won it before or have pedigree in this competition find their way to this stage of competition. And this year has not given us a different outcome. We have some very tasty fixtures. And to look at these fixtures today, my man Ugum Mimi soon, and we also have Achibong who will be joining us very soon to look at these fixtures and give our take and our predictions on how this year's Champions League will likely go to pan out. So get busy as usual, our viewers in the comment section. Let us also know what you think about this year's Champions League and how it's going to end. Ugum, Nimi, you guys, you are welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you for having me today, Reggie. Today is a great day. We got a pop some champagne. I heard Reggie's channel just got monetized. So man, the contracts are coming. Reggie will start giving us those contracts. Congrats, Reggie.
Yes. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate your support. Boom, Mr. Dependable. We're back again. Let's look at this Champions League. That's not
yes, sir.
Not.
Right. It's a pleasure to be back on Transit. We'll encourage all our listeners usual to share and to subscribe. Let's keep growing this channel. We've come quite a long way in the last year. We hope to continue to grow as we get into the back end of the season when it matters the most. Fortunately, the club that I support, the Arsenal, we're still in a couple of competitions and trying to take it to the next level. Nimi is shaking his head, but it is what it is.
Yes. Like I said earlier on, this competition of pedigree, a competition that you have to be consistent in it for a few years before you can talk about, most times going by history, to win this competition. Apart from FC Porto, I can't really remember any team that came out of the blues and won the Champions League. We remember the famous run of Ajax a few seasons ago. They couldn't win it. I remember Pochettino and Tottenham Hotspur. They were the form team of the season. They ended up also losing the finals. I also remember recently Atletico Madrid. That was the time they were informed. It took them a few years to as well achieve the feat. So this is a competition of pedigree. But this year, of course, we know the huge followership Arsenal has out there. They've not been in the competition for the past 7 years. But I think their fans are beginning to feel that they have what it takes to win it this time. So Let's run through the fixtures for this quarterfinal. We have Arsenal playing against Bayern Munich. Atletico Madrid will be locking horns with Borussia Dortmund. PSG versus Barcelona, and of course Real Madrid repeating the last two seasons. The last 2 seasons, Madrid and Barcelona and Real and City have always made the semi-final. This year is now in the quarterfinals, which means we are not going to see one of these teams. Even both of them might not make it to the finals this season. So I don't know, what do you guys think this means for this year's Champions League? Because if results go the other team's way, we might not have Madrid and City in the finals, meaning that somebody else most likely can win this year's Champions League. Ugun, which of these features is most enticing to you? Which one do you think is really going to be interesting to look out for?
I think they're all really good fixtures. You know, looking at it, there are different attractions for different ones, but the Arsenal Bayern Munich one is the one I'm going to highlight. First of all, because I support Arsenal. Secondly, because there's history there. History of the last time Arsenal were in this competition, Bayern Munich pretty much just bullied the Arsenal team, winning, I think, an aggregate of, was it 7-2 or 7-1? I can't remember. But yeah, it jumps out because Arsenal since then have gotten to a level where they are finally really competing. Bayern, on the other hand, have regressed a little bit, just a little bit, over the past year with the results that they've had. So it remains to be seen whether experience, like everyone predicts usually, will trump inexperience and exuberance. The exuberance that the Arsenal team has, having returned to this competition after 14 years. This is their first quarterfinal in 14 years. So I would say they are newbies coming up against a perennial force like Bayern Munich. Having highlighted that the second game would be City and Real Madrid. We will know, right now it's at 1-1. City, Real Madrid won the first one the previous year. City won the second one the year after. Now they are back to the drawing board, and like Ancelotti said, they've won one and we've won one. We approach this game, with confidence, no worry, no fear. We know what we can do, and we know what they can do. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. I would say these two games capture my imagination more than PSG, Barcelona, and Atletico Dortmund.
Yeah, I hear you. Mimi, let me ask you, Real Madrid, let's stay with Madrid and City game. Like I said earlier on, Champions League historically always favors the team with a better pedigree most of the time. Yeah, every now and then we have, of course, we have surprises. If you look at Madrid and City, though City have been very dominant in recent history, but Real Madrid in this competition has shown that they know how to win in it, even when they struggle. I watched their last round of 16 game against RB Leipzig. Madrid wasn't really, there was never a time they were control of that tie. But that's not to say that City is going to win. So if you look at pedigree, you give it to Real Madrid. On form is Manchester City. Where do you stand? How do you think this one is going to pan out? And the first leg is
when you say on form, it's Manchester City. I don't understand why, because Madrid is on form on the Spanish league too. And you should be worried about.
Yeah, what Madrid. I mean is, Madrid is. I think you're correct. Madrid is winning games, but they're not really dominant. They've not been dominant this season.
And that's where I'm coming. Madrid, compared to last season, I think they have a better team this season. The addition of Jude Bellingham, they've lost Benzema, but if you observe, Carlo Ancelotti in his wizardry has come up with a formation where. He's using Vinicius is not all the way tucked in all on the left wing, all the way on the wing. He has put him there close to the goalpost with Bellingham playing as a diamond. I think both teams, Madrid are not winning the 5-0, 4-0 comfortably, but they are grinding out results. You should be scared of a team like that. They are very patient. and they're going to grind out results. As a Manchester City, I think they're doing what they're doing. They are good. Are they on the level of last season? I am not quite sure about that yet. At this point of the season, I think this tie is going to be the tie of the round. I think for me, whoever wins this tie should have a pathway to the final and winning this Champions League. I know Osborne was saying he was looking at the tie was Bayern versus Arsenal. Nobody cares about that tie apart from the Arsenal faithful. We know how it's going to play out, but I am, from a neutral perspective, most Champions League fans, we're looking forward to the Madrid versus Manchester City match. That's going to be a huge, huge, huge game. For me right now, based on it's a 50-50, it's a toss-up. I'll tell you that it's a toss-up. And if I was a bet man to put my money on, I'll give Manchester City the slight edge just because of Madrid's attacking deficiency with the loss of Benzema.
Okay, yeah, Chema, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you for again losing sleep for us and our viewers. Thank you for having you. I saw you rolling your eyes there. I saw what Nimi was saying. They were on the Madrid City game. I know sometimes where the first leg is played and the second leg is played, sometimes people tend to feel that it has an impact on who eventually succeeds. This one starts from Spain, and the second leg will be played in Manchester. Who do you think is going to come tops on this one, Choma, and why?
Well, I think I actually was rolling my eyes because I kind of agree with Nimi. Is it me saying Man City will take it?
Yeah.
Let me know what I'm agreeing to.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So, Madrid is lined up beautifully. If you look at it there, it's like I was talking to one Madrid star like that. Person was just telling me, all these their fans, they have big mouth here in Nigeria, just talking plenty. And we are going to play Militao, we have Jude, and we can play Cruz or Luca in the midfield, and it will be wonderful. Me, I'm just there observing them and looking at them. Yeah, Man City is not looking well at the moment. At least I know everybody can agree to what I'm saying. They do not have all that, glitter like they had last season. But if there is one thing I know, this is where they come to show off. And if it happens in Spain, it can happen at home. So I'll safely put my money with Man City, not because I like them anyway, but I think my money is safe with them.
Yeah, I hear you guys. When I said this, for me, it's going to be, of course, obviously, it's going to be a very tasty tie. It's going to be evenly contested. But Real Madrid, for me, with Carlo Ancelotti, he can never rule any team that he's coaching out. He can never, it's to be dangerous to rule out any team that has Jude Bellingham in it right now. The form that young man has been all season. Vinicius Jr., Manchester City, for the large part in this season, they have not really been that team that has been winning games as a team. They've been having some individual performances here and there to grind out results. And when you come to that, Real Madrid has more players who can individually decide games currently. So both teams at the moment don't have that form that we know them to have as a team. So they've been relying more on sometimes coach brilliance or individual players, come to fore and decide games for them. So it's going to be an interesting one. I would lean a little bit towards the Real Madrid because of their pedigree in this competition, Ancelotti, and players like Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. Because Manchester City, when you don't have Kevin De Bruyne firing, sometimes their biggest ammunition, Haaland, tends to hide in games. I looked at the past few games they have played. Big players like Rodri and Bernardo Silva have not really performed the level that they are used to. So City except they get their ass together in the next couple of weeks because it's before the fixture comes. From what I've seen recently, Real Madrid for me might just edge this one. But of course, we will live to see how this one is going to pan out. Then we'll move to PSG and Barcelona. Ugum, for me, these two teams are neither here nor there. You cannot put your name on either of your money in any of these teams. I think these are another fixture that is evenly matched. Like, these two teams, there's nothing more separating both of them. PSG has relied mainly on Mbappe to get to this stage where they are right now. Barcelona try to play good football, but they're not the Barcelona that we used to know. And these two teams, like I mentioned earlier, also have history between them. Remember the popular 4-0 and coming to lose 5-0 fixture, between the both of them. So, I don't know. What do you think about this one?
I agree that it's a game between two teams that are not in the best of form presently, but still they are European giants, and they have very very important players playing for both teams. Right? I think I mean, if someone were to write a script, I would say these draws are like perfectly written scripts because they are matching teams according to their strengths, at this point in time, and history. So I think that PSG and Barca right now are a perfect match because they are evenly matched. Okay, PSG has a key player that I would term top 2, top 3 players in the world, Kylian Mbappe, that can decide any game, anytime. He's there to make that difference for PSG. Barcelona, of course, have the likes of Lewandowski and Gundogan that helped Manchester City win last year's Champions League. So both teams have key players. There's this emerging 17-year-old boy that plays for Barca that's just been called up to that plays for Barca. He's been called up to their national team for the first time. So, and of course, their 17-year-old forward as well that's also been in great form this season. So it's going to be quite interesting. If I were to make a call, this one is a hard one. Very hard one. Because of Mbappe, I would give PSG just a slight edge. Because Mbappe on any day, is determined to make that difference for PSG this season. So because of him and because of Barca's inconsistent forms, I'll give this tie to PSG.
Kama, again, this one first leg is in France, second leg is in Spain. Do you think it has any don't have any effect in how this one is going to pan out? What do you think about this fixture?
Me, I'm rooting for Barcelona now because I saw their last game. Yeah, they got about 6 have the power though. I think they have what it takes because whenever we talk about PSG, it's as if it's only Mbappe that will play that ball. Is he the only person? I'm in doubt. He can't be the only. If it's Mbappe, who else? Who else is in the midfield?
But they've been playing Hakimi inverted, and they have this young boy Emery that has come of age that have been doing bits for them as well.
I'm just rolling my eyes because if it's not Verratti in that midfield, I don't know how only him is going to do the work and score all the goals. Because I can't remember the last time I saw their game. I can't remember. So I'm just very excited, that they are in the Champions League, so I can have the opportunity to look at them and see if they are worth the fight again. But my money for Barcelona.
Nimi, what do you think about this feature? Barcelona is going away to Paris, then come back to Spain to finish the tie. How do you think this one is going to swing?
I think this is one of the most tantalizing fixtures from a technical standpoint, because Barcelona, as we all know, being a cheap club going through financial crisis. If you observe, are deeping their pockets and going to La Masia. And now we are seeing all this Pedri, Lamine Diata, all those guys coming through the rank, and they are, putting up the numbers. Are they going to be a team that will challenge the likes of PSG? Let's not forget, too, these are two teams going through transition. PSG to when the team was imbalanced when Luis Enrique came in. Luis Enrique is giving the younger kids the opportunity. That's why he says Zaire Emery starting the game. You have the Japanese guy in the midfield right now. You have Dembele. You have Dembele from the right. You have Dembele from the right. You have Mbappe, and you have Musiala, the guy, the attacker from France. And you also have Hakimi, and Mark. If you observe, Enrique is giving you the chance. Marquinhos in the last couple of games on the bench. Some signings like Ugarte are not even starting on the team. So is it a star-studded PSG team that we've known before? No. Is it a more balanced team? Yes. Going against Barcelona, it's going to be a heavyweight tie where it's going to be punch me or punch you. It wouldn't be like a Joshua Nguano fight. It'd be a big heavyweight fight. It's going to be punch me or punch you. But at the end of the day, I think PSG will have just a little more quality, more balance than that Madrid side. I'm not still confident about that Madrid defense. I'm still not confident about that Madrid defense. I'm still a little bit shaky of PSG defense to the Hernandez and the new Brazilian 20-year-old kid partnership. It's a young partnership, and Hernandez, as we move from left back to the center back, I'm skeptical about that. But I can tell you this: whoever wins this game will be meeting the winner of the Manchester City and the Manchester City
Madrid
and Real Madrid game. So it's going to be a dicey game, but I'm going to be. If I'm a better, I will put my money with Conrad Osborne. I give
whoever wins Barcelona PSG will meet Atletico Madrid Dortmund. That's the route.
I think whoever wins, you're speaking too much English, Reggie. Whoever wins that game will face Manchester City or Real Madrid. The other teams are coming. We know what we're talking about in the finals. Yes.
Are you sure you're not beginning to allow your emotions to determine your?
Clearly so. It's not being a typical Chelsea fan. No sense of objectivity. No sense of objectivity.
I'm a neutral. I'm coming from a neutral. I'm coming from a neutral perspective.
This banter trap.
I'm coming from a neutral perspective. And Reggie, listen, we are in the business end of the Champions League. We are not here to come and fry granite and here for people that play penalty to qualify. We're here for
the granite fryers are leveled in the EPL. Those are the granite fryers. If you fry granite, you wouldn't be in this conversation at this point.
The way they've been giving us just be
please don't go there. Some people will win 2 games or lose 2 games. They are still in levels. It's really becoming. I don't know.
They're talking about frying. They're talking about frying granite.
You know what? If you want to go down now. If you want to go below the belt, you can go below the belt. So I'm about to go to come down.
No, who went below the belt? Who went below the belt? Yeah.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I could go play tapes of me kissing the Champions League. I bet you cannot do that.
I guarantee you that you're going to.
Like you guys have said, of course, this style is going to be testy. These are 2 teams that are not. There's no much separating with both of them. Of course, you have Mbappe for PSG, like Ugu mentioned. They have Gundogan and Lewandowski. They have done it over again for Barcelona. So it's really going to be an interesting one. But one of the determining factors for me for this one is that the second leg is in Luka, and we know what that stadium does to opponents most times. So if Barcelona are able to have a manageable result in France, most likely going back home for the second leg will help them to get over this one. But like Nimi said, Mbappe is exceptional in that PSG team, but they have some very talented players as well who are also chipping in with performances. The other day, the last game they played, I don't know, I saw Dembele take a corner kick with his right foot. I was, you know, I talked about that boy before, the kind of talent that boy has. I don't know. On a very good day, he can even decide a time like this. So it all depends on how uh, Enrique is going to prepare his squad and get players like Mbappe, Zaire Emery, and Dembele. If these three guys up front will be on their day in France, they can have a very important result. The problem I have with PSG is defensively and in the midfield, they don't have superiority at all over Barcelona. So it's really going to be an interesting one. If you ask me, I will lean towards Barcelona because I've watched PSG a little bit in this Champions League this season. They have relied on Mbappe too much to get results. Dembele has not really been doing it. The Emery boy, as good as he has issues with experience and making decisions sometimes on the final third. So I believe Barcelona might just edge it in this one, but of course, like the other ties, is really not much separating both teams. Before we talk about Arsenal and Bayern, let's quickly look at Atletico Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. And this one is going to start in Spain and finish in Germany. From the last couple of weeks ago, we talked about Borussia Dortmund. They, on their day, they can play against any team, they can win any game. But for the most part, they don't always look like a serious, determined team. When they do, they can stand against any team. And this one is one of the ties that, just like you said, I think they also look like marriage made in heaven. Atletico Madrid, on the other side, are a team that are more defensively minded. They don't really give a hoot how they play. They just want to get a result. On the other side, Dortmund are more flamboyant team. So how do you think this one is going to pan out? Do you think Dortmund has what it takes to get over it, Atletico Madrid, or the other way?
Yeah. For this game, I think that Atletico will be a bit too strong for Dortmund and too smart for Dortmund. After their last game, this game that they just won in the second round, Simeone was crying, shedding tears. That guy has a certain bond with the supporters of that club and the players that is an added strength for the team. And the second leg being in Spain is going to be really decisive. Dortmund are going to have to, if they want to stand any chance of beating Atletico Madrid, they have to go to Spain with at least a 2-goal lead.
No, the first leg is in Spain.
Oh, first leg is in Spain. Okay, yeah. Then they have a chance. They just have to make sure that they don't leave Spain with more than one goal down, because Atletico what they can do. They know how to defend. One thing I give Dortmund so far is, it's the Champions League. You can never downplay experience. That's why most people tend to give the team with more experience the edge. The more you participate in the competition, the more you learn how to navigate certain things, right? Dortmund have been in this competition for the past 3-4 years. So you can see that in spite of their shortcomings, in spite of their seemingly lack of seriousness, they're still able to navigate certain situations because of experience, right? So I think it will be an interesting tie, and I'll give it, never so slightly to Atletico, because they have many wily players in that team. They have a wily coach, and they know what to do at any given point in time.
Mimi, how do you see this one panning out?
I will have to respectfully disagree with Comrade Osborne on this Dortmund and Atletico Madrid. And I can clearly predict what will happen in this game. Atletico Madrid is not an attacking side. Very, very defensive setup. The way they set up is they're going to defend in Madrid, hope to sneak in a 1-0 win, a 0-0 tie, and go to Dortmund. If this first leg was in Dortmund and the second leg was in Madrid, I would favor Atletico Madrid. But the way it is right now, with Simeone's playing style, his tactical acumen, and the way expansive how Dortmund is playing with Matteson, all of those players there in Dortmund, Emre Can and all those players there, it's going to be a difficult challenge for Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid, I'm sorry, will not be going through in this round. My money will be on Dortmund because that second leg is important. And the Dortmund ultras are the 13th, are the 12th man on every game. I don't see Atletico Madrid. If Atletico Madrid does not win on more than 2 goals, which they wouldn't do in Madrid, they wouldn't win that much in Madrid. I don't see them coming to Dortmund and getting that result. So my money, based on the coaches, the kind of soccer they play, the expansive soccer, and for the sake of the Champions League, we want to see entertaining football. My money will be on Borussia Dortmund.
Chama, where are you? Where are you swinging to? To Boom or to Nime? How do you think this one is going to pan out? Your man Simone or you're going with Sancho?
To Jordan Sancho. I'm swinging towards Jordan Sancho. Na. Is Adeyemi there?
I'm waiting. Chama, I'm waiting. Swing. I'm waiting.
Boy, I'm swinging towards Fufu and Jordan Sancho. I want to see something new.
Yeah.
I think they have the most unserious jersey ever. Like their designer for their jersey doesn't make effort at all. That's why people don't take them seriously. Their jersey is just too plain, too, unserious. So that's why people are just saying, no, Dortmund is Atletico, and there Simeone has been there every day, every morning. He's there doing the same thing. Did you even see how he qualified for this round? He was out the speaker. Near death experience he had kept us up until 12-something to 1 because he wanted to qualify. No, I'm swinging with Dortmund. I think I'll be fine there.
Dortmund, yeah. For me, this one is a little difficult to call. But Atletico Madrid has been very devastating at home. I don't think they've lost just
because
2 games all season at home. Starting this tie at home, I don't know if it's going to be an advantage or disadvantage to them, because if they don't win good at home, going away to Germany is going to be very difficult for them to succeed. But their form at home with Morata and all their front players coming back from injury is going to be tricky. But I kind of somehow feel that Madrid will go through in this one. I've watched Dortmund a few times this season, Champions League, even in the league. They've not shown me that desire and that.
They will show it soon.
I don't know. They don't look like a team that has that fire in them to achieve something this season. They've managed to scale through their ties. So for me, I'll go with Atletico Madrid. I think Simone is poised and determined to do something again in Europe this season. From the way I saw him, handle his team the last round. So I believe that they're going to go through in this one. That's my take.